Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
I forgot to unmute my mic. Sorry about that. I'm rusty, okay? What's going on, chat? If anyone's there, Michael S., the Geek Getaway. Hey, you're welcome on the show. Phobic, Lance. Let's get real. Let's get real talk. Why? Michael S. is getting right into it. Max is back after a week. Are you okay, Max? Yeah, I'm fine. You want to know the honest truth? I had a weekend away with family. I had some errands to take care of. And I honestly thought about quitting YouTube, or at least extremely limiting my content and just focusing on life. Honestly, I'm tired of I'm tired of a-holes running the world. And it's just in every platform and in life, YouTube, everything. And I'm like, is it worth the fight anymore? I'm tired. I don't. But then I always go back. My pet peeve is people that don't go against and confront the bullshit head on. And I listen, Geek Getaway. There's been a lot of criticisms of Amico shows. I'm no shill. Listen, I wasn't even sure if I was going to make another video. I want to give you I didn't pre-watch the video. I saw some Twitter reactions because I follow both Pat and Ian and Tommy. So I saw them busy on Twitter going at it. Here we go again. The same old thing. I want to give you my review of the event. I was away, or I would have done the review that day of. It's a late review, and I think I either gave the August event a C or a D. Here's what I thought of, to short synopsis before we react to Pat and Ian. And I hope the Geek Getaway is still in the chat. Let me know if you're still there. Because criticize me all the way you want. I'm gonna address issues as they come up in the video. I'm gonna address the criticisms on Twitter. I know about the Amico Bath website. I think it's somewhat funny, and I also think it's kind of crazy too. Honestly, this amount. I'm tired of people just waiting to dunk on stuff and just being miserable bastards. Sorry. I want you all to have your free speech and criticize everything, but I'm tired of everyone being miserable bastards in this world. Seriously. It's getting old. The Amico lawn even up to now is not perfect. I have criticisms myself. So my actual review of the 10/10 event, I think it's a marked improvement over the August event. Now, the live stream, that was kind of a fail. He couldn't get it running. I was watching that as I was driving out of town. I honestly don't know why he uses OBS. I say, Tommy, just use StreamYard. It's so much easier, and you don't have any problems. Pay for the premium version of StreamYard. It's 1080p. I don't think that Amico games are going to be pushing past 1080p or 4K. I don't know. I don't believe so. I don't see anything there screaming 4K quality graphics or to necessarily need it. Okay, so just do StreamYard. But I'll give you my score first, and then I'll say the reasons. B, not B plus, not A, B. Some of the games looked a lot better. Astro Smash. Before it was just a static asteroid. Now there's 3D motion. It's still not pushing the boundaries of graphics, but it looks fun. The skiing game looked fun. There's interactions with animals while you're skiing down the slopes. Shark. I'm still not sold on it, but it looks good. And I like that there's a pelican. It just looks fun. It's not amazing. It's not like blowing my socks off. But there's a lot of games there. There was a lot of content in the 10 minutes. And I also like the separate video. I like separating it. I like Tommy. Keep it separate. Because the other video where people were making fun of them, I think, was something I asked for as a mini documentary. I love these mini documentaries, but keep it separate from the gameplay. 10-minute videos are great in the way to separate it. And I've rewatched that 10-minute video plenty of times. Now, the new video, the new game stuff in there, biplanes looked okay. I think it can improve. I hope it improves more in the future. It looked strong at the start, though. But now we're seeing slight graphical improvements, not like blow your socks off graphical improvements. Like, oh, wow, that's amazing. But they're working on it step by step. There's gradual improvements. So I can see that. I recognize it in the games. I see little Easter eggs and stuff, little fun moments. So I like it. I still think it needs a killer app. And I also saw on the Tanks game, which I originally wasn't that interested in, but it has like leaderboards and stuff. I'll tell you this, Tommy. I really think that you need not only co-op and leaderboards and score tracking in the future. I don't know how to work it, but I really believe if you want, and I still don't think this is a disruptor. I hope it is. I still don't think this is a disruptor. I think it's a niche console that can have success on its own in isolation of the other big studios or big companies. I think it can have limited success. I want it to be branch out more than that. I would love people on streamers to cover this, but I think you're going to have more interaction, more online versus instead of just in your house versus. So I really think I've thought about it long, and I think that's where if you ever want to get to an A rating for me, for my review, is you're going to have to announce some type of future plans. It doesn't have to be at launch, but for online play, not just leaderboard tracking and score tracking and all that. I like that there's achievements there. They showed that in the battle tanks. And then a surprise game or maybe an original IP, original game, not just a reimagine that really looks amazing with some of those talented guys. I think this stuff I'm going to be playing a lot. Earthworm Jim wasn't in it. And it's possible if they really hit it home with Earthworm Jim, that could be a system seller, but I think there needs to be two things that really, I like the card games. I like all of the brain challenge games and edutainment. Now, the edutainment, I heard that these are repurposed games from websites or Flash games, which that is a concern, but it doesn't concern me that much. I'll be honest, I would prefer a new game, a totally new game, but you also have to think of the price point. Are you going to get some repurposed stuff that's not completely original for the Amico system or completely reimagined? I don't think you're going to get that at the start. They may have put something together quick to fill the void of edutainment. And if the functionality with the controller does something different, I'm all for it. It's not something I'm really, I would rather it be there than not. I would prefer something original, completely original, than a repurposed game that existed somewhere else, especially a freemium game, a free game. But it's better that it's there than it's not. So they're filling every section they need for the launch. Now I'll get to the chat and then we'll check out the Twitter battles. All right. Phobic says Pat and Ian took a shot at Amico, so Mac has to defend Pieces of Plastic's honor. No, there's issues. I think they have a lot of games now, though. I think they're going to have a lot at launch. Are some repurposed from other places? I think so. I think there's an actual genuine criticism. I think it depends on the price point of the game, and if it does enough new to justify the cost, and does it work? Does it feel like just a repurposed, or does it interact with the controller, with the lights and stuff good? Lance Jennings. Hey, Lance. Obi-Wan. Yeah, well, thanks, Brian. Easy G, I know who you are. I've seen you everywhere. All right, hold on. Okay, Phobic says, seen it all before already, out of 10. Okay, but you don't see the little improvements of development? I mean, slight improvements? Oh goodness, man, the chat jumped. The chat was okay. The second, well, that's your opinion, Easy G. I think it was a B. I can't say it's an A. I see some improvements. I like that they divided them into two sections, 10-minute videos, like a little mini documentary, and then all on gameplay. Is all the gameplay knocking your socks off, graphical? It's gonna push the boundaries of graphics, and are some of the games repurposed? Yes, I think they are some repurposed games. I think you have to wait until the end result, though. And I don't care that much about a Sesame Street game and Care Bear game. If it works on the controller, it works. Is it repurposed where it's good, or is it just that? That's where I think you should criticize. Okay. I will stream some gameplay, Obi-Wan. It's just been easier not to even be online. I've been gaming a lot. Easy G. Why ask other? Where are the 600 gaming pros to help Tommy? It's not trending yet. Some YouTubers don't jump on things unless it's trending. Is there reasons that only the small channels reach out? Yeah, probably. I'll be real. There's a benefit for a smaller channel to have on. It's not a benefit for a big YouTuber to have it on yet until it's closer to launch. If it slips from the April launch, then I'll start criticizing the delay again. I think they've had enough time to course correct. Astro Smash didn't even have the wheels moving. I think it was graphically, it was nice enough for me where I can have fun with it. Skiing had a cursor on the screen in the footage. I didn't see that part. I'm looking forward to the skiing. It looks fun. Phobic, seeing one of the retro YouTubers help Tommy with his stream problems over the phone, told me, what, why does that matter? I saw that video on a SEMA channel. Why does that matter? Yeah, he's a boomer on streaming. He doesn't, he focuses on audio and audio design. I don't care. Would it have been better if it didn't happen? Sure. I mean, the guy had his personal phone number. Does that make him a show? If you guys weren't like if you guys like Easy G and the Getaway, if you guys weren't like constantly talking about him memeing, are some of the memes funny? Yeah, they are. But altogether, it's kind of creepy that much. Although I've done my fair, of other YouTubers and stuff too, but the amount of content on that Amico Footbath website and the amount of times you guys go in the comment section, I just don't. It's just well, here, even let me bring this up of the thumbnail I made. Oh shoot, hold on a second. The thumbnail I made for this video, I'm probably going to do another thumbnail. I didn't even get to the reaction yet. You guys are so busy in the chat. In the grand scheme of things, even a failed Intellivision Amico is more important, at least in my eyes, to the gaming community than another Nintendo NES guidebook. So criticize all you want. I respect adding to gaming history instead of just another book covering it. and just being negative about it. Criticize all you want. I say you're being overly negative. I mean, I didn't watch the video yet though, so we'll see. I think it's fair game to say, are these repurposed games for the Care Bears and Sesame Street? Sure. But I would want to, I'll ask them myself, are they going to be repurposed enough, or is it just shovelware? I'll ask them that. Sure. I'll ask them that. Okay. Let me get to the Twitter. I could cover we'll get to your comments more. Okay, so here's what's been happening on Twitter. This is why I was like, okay, I'll comment on this. We examine Intellivision Amico hardware. Cute fiction. We get it. The console isn't for you. Here are the latest mistakes and misinformation. I don't know what the hell they're talking about, Todd and Slade, and so does Pat Country, so I don't know what he's talking about that. His second comment here, you showed free mobile and web games that are not running on the Amico. If they were, I'm sure you'd brag about it. I don't know if I'll be honest, I don't know if everything in there is running on the Amico. I'll wait and see. If the Amico launches and it looks different or plays different than what's in the trailer, I'll comment on it because I am keeping my pre-order. I don't know, but whatever. All right, let's get to some more of it here. Anthem, Two Tales. All right. Let me see if he replied at all. I don't see where else Tommy replied. Let's just get to the reaction, and then I'll get to you some more of your... Oh, here's more replies. Okay, even your retorts are getting weaker and more desperate. Just like... Now, that was a low blow, Pat. This was a low blow. Even your... Because he's saying just like your prospects of the project's success. I don't think it's going to, like I said, I don't foresee it being a disruptor. I hope it is. But I don't think I think it's going to have a market though. And then he says, the guys he said don't work for us. They were running on, he says they were running on Amico, including Nitro Derby and Evil Knievel. So you got to take him on his word on that. Some of you do not want to take him on his word. Your hardware guy is a stalker hater from Canada who knows nothing. I have no idea what they're talking about. And then every game is pre-existing before its release. I'll be honest. I think that was the weaker of Tommy's comebacks because no one wants a console. I mean, no one wants to see a launch lineup of a bunch of repurposed regames, or just like the new consoles, only remasters. But there's other stuff there. I mean, there's reimaginings, which I put in a different category. It's not, there are some in there that look repurposed, but I'd rather them fill the void and have something than nothing. If it's consistently repurposed freemium games for, a year in, that I'm gonna call bullshit on it. Yeah, I don't want to see that. At the launch, you're gonna have to prove yourself, prove there's somewhat of a market, even if it's niche, even if it's hardcore, and then move on. Okay, so that's where I'll stop sharing the tweets. Let's get to the actual video reaction. I'm sure you guys are all waiting for that, and I'm going to address his concerns and counter with my own thoughts. Let's get this shared here. And I'm trying to keep up with the chat, but there's a lot in here. Or you're maybe not a lot, but you're active. Okay. Let me get the volume up here. Okay, it's a 26-minute video.
All right, Ian.
Yes.
So originally the console called the Intellivision Amico was supposed to come out October 10th, 2020. They took
And it was ready to ship.
It was ready to ship.
By gum.
Yeah. And they took pre-orders for it back in March and April.
I don't know what he means now. That if Tommy said it was ready to ship, I don't know. He didn't say that was the original release date. I don't know what he's trying to say there. Gotcha moment. Oh well. Let's see what else they have to say. They're ready to go.
You want the Galaxy Purple one on GameStop? It's a very inexpensive $300.
I have that pre-ordered. You know what? Stop. I get sick of gamers complaining about gaming costs. If you're watching this video, you're willing to spend some money on gaming. $300 is nothing. I'm getting 6 games, 2 controllers. I think it's fun. Even if it fails, it's a part of history. I don't want it to fail. I don't complaining about costs constantly. I think it could be cheaper. I actually think they should reconsider a 1 controller one and get it down, because you can use a phone. And that would significantly reduce the cost and give another option. I know it will look kind of silly though with 1 controller. That's the thing. I would rather buy the package and get 2 right away because I don't have to worry about getting another controller. But people don't think like that.
For the Galaxy Purple Edition.
That's what I got.
So
Pat?
I guess in lieu of the console actually coming out, they decided to put out a couple of update videos for the video for the Amico. They did a hardware video and a gameplay video. And
I see Phobic going hot in the chat. Okay, let me see. Tommy Tallarico was a video musician 30 years ago. Then a couple years ago, he wanted to sell a new video game console based on the cell phone technology to people who don't play games called Amico. That's on Phobic. He's done more than us. We're going to be critical of him. I mean, he's done more than that in the industry. The games, they look fun. I don't think they're not going to be like Mario. I don't foresee them selling like Mario Party or the next Smash Brothers or anything like that. I wish they had something like that. Anyone could criticize anyone. Yeah, I agree. Okay. 2 controllers are good, right? Yeah. You know what? I'd say reconsider that option, but it's not up to me. I say reconsider that option. I would prefer to get 2 controllers of my own, but people like options. 300. Is it really gonna be a nut shot for you? Okay. All right. What else? What system are you getting then? I don't know. I'm getting them all. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna try to. Just do what I want. Okay. Jihadi's channel. He played other people's for video games live? That's what you're criticizing him for touring video game music? Is that really what you're criticizing him for? Really? Come on, man. That's for the love of video games. If you don't think he's doing this for the love of it, he's done a groundbreaking show that's as good, that's almost in the same league as Siskel and Ebert. Well, I wouldn't go. I don't want to show from that hard. Reviews on the Run with Victor Lucas was very important to video games. He's pushed audio in video games, and he toured Video Games Live, which is a celebration of video games. And you're going to complain that he played other people's music. Wow. I think you're showing your bias, dude. I think you're showing your bias. Okay, with this. All right. I love the controllers. That Nigel movie guy. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm going to like it. Just because he doesn't take it? You want him just to take it and smile all the time? I'm not like that either. I'm going to push back. I like that he pushed back. For retro, it's not all retro. They're trying a few new things. I will give you my honest review. I'll after a year, I'll say if I still think it has legs. The groundbreaking. Oh, you're criticizing his whole career. I get you. Get away. Is Max for real? What do you mean am I for real? Yes, I'm for real. What do you mean? That I'm justifying Video Games Live as a celebration of video games? And I don't care if he played Nintendo music or whatever other music. I'm upset I missed it. I would love to see that. This is just for views? What's just for views? I didn't even have to make a video today. I haven't made a video in a week. I thought about not coming back to YouTube because of assholes running the platform, getting all the views on YouTube. Honestly, this platform is full of idiots. I'm sorry. YouTube sucks. That's the honest truth. The only reason I'm back is my friends here. Phobic, who gives me heat. Michael S. That's the only reason I'm back. Yeah, he doesn't do the same thing. He's done multiple things that he's been successful at. He hasn't failed yet. Has he failed yet? I don't think he's failed yet. All right, let's get back to the video. You guys are distracting me. All right. Hold on a second. You guys just love to hate on him. All right. I mean, I didn't have to, the typical YouTube BS from YouTubers. I didn't want to make this video. I didn't have to come back. I literally thought about not coming back to YouTube. And the only reason I'm back is for my friends here. And then I thought I can add to the conversation. That's it. I mean, I'm not successful on YouTube. I'm not getting a lot of views. I will never get to 5K. And I don't care. Assholes run the world, and everyone's just miserable online. I watched part of a Netflix documentary, The Social Dilemma, and I just realized how much people are obsessed with social media and how everything's miserable, everything sucks, everything's a dumpster fire. Yes, it's not smooth sailing for the Amico. I'll be first to admit that. But I see marked improvement. There's 10 minutes of games. It's not, I mean, does the Atari VCS have that many games? I don't know. I'll have to check that out, but I'm not paying. Now that 400 is kind of pushing it for me there because I don't know what else it does. I don't know. I'm not completely, so I don't have an Atari VCS pre-ordered. Maybe if they did more interviews, I don't know. Okay. All right.
Hardware video first. So it was Tommy Tallarico, the CEO, talking about the design of the console with a couple of folks, I guess, who were helping with the design.
It was because it reached a lot of markets. I think it was the most successful of the video game shows. I'm sure there's been other ones out there. And maybe Tommy deserves a little more criticism than most because he was overly critical on that show. That's why I liked him. I like critics. I think some of you guys sometimes have some great points, but then go overboard wanting him to fail. I think you guys want him to fail. I don't, you've invested a lot of time into this. I'll be sad if it fails. Okay. I will be sad if it fails. And I don't want a video game console or game ever to fail. Okay. I understand you want to protect consumers' funds too. But there's a lot of updates. If I get the system and it doesn't work, I'm going to rant. Okay. If I buy the system and it doesn't work, if I try to log on to get my games and it doesn't, and everything's failing, I will be upset. I'm like, you've had enough time to figure this out. If the day one experience is crap, I'm going to tell you. And I will be the first to confront Tommy on it. But if I get the system in April from my pre-order, it turns on and then the storefront works, you could download the games. The games are fun. And I don't want to see the majority of the games be like the situation with Sesame Street and Care Bears, where it's repurposed. I can always turn in to open every box to see if it's successful. I don't know if I'm going to buy those ones. But there you go. I'll go to my man Pete to see what if he likes it or if the kids like it. I don't know.
I think I think he went to a company to basically said, give me an idea. Like, I have an idea for a console. This is how I want it to look. Make it for me. He went to one of these companies that helps design products.
Sure.
So he talked about he wanted Ferrari and Lamborghini curvature on it. He has a car fetish. Okay, I don't know how that's relevant at all, or why you'd want to tell people that.
I think
don't
that's
know. Like why.
Well, I think that's fun. Like, you guys, I like Pete, but I can see that. Yeah, I have my own bias. Why is it a shame to say what you like if you're developing a console and you say what you like in the design? Why would you talk about Ferraris? That's a fun fact. Come on, people are so miserable. They're so miserable. Yes, Pete and Ian are miserable bastards. I'm still subscribed to them. Okay.
You want that to be part of your hardware video, but okay. The one thing I'll say though, this is another this whole video. I don't see how any consumer or anyone interested in a video game console wants to know almost any of this information in this amount of detail.
I don't.
Like,
you're all welcome to come. Listen,
how they were thinking about the design of the console.
I don't care.
Or the
you're welcome to come on my channel,
or the finishing, or things of that nature. It's a very strange video.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think it's definitely it was more towards
Brian.
Investors. People do like teardown videos, but dealing with a teardown
video of the Amico is not gonna benefit sales because it's not pushing anything. You want a teardown of like next gen that pushes graphical capabilities and all that. I don't foresee any strength in doing a teardown of this. Yeah, if I can afford a Ferrari, I'd be talking about it too. That's his passion. I don't know about that. I'm not gonna have you on it. I'm not gonna surprise. You're free to. I like differences of opinions. You can come on my channel. We can set it up. Follow me on Twitter at MadMaxMovies1. Do whatever. I don't care. What do I care? You're not gonna convince me not to buy the system. I'm gonna give my honest review. It's worth a try. That's all it is. It's worth a try. I don't get all this
video. Most people want to see, like with the PlayStation 5 teardown video. You're dealing with some cutting edge tech there.
Learning about the chip technology,
learning about what's in there, all this.
DDR.
What are we learning about with the Intellivision? Well, we're learning about what kinds of plastics and finishes are being used, and how thick the plastic is. We're learning about the cooling vents.
Yeah, that was weird. Just real quick on that.
This is something that I asked Tommy for personally. I said I want little mini documentaries, so I was happy with that video. I like a personal touch that makes it just stale. Not saying all those personal preferences make it stale. Like I want to hear that stuff. Okay, that's fine. Wait for the reviews. Mike West. Okay, Michael. Yeah, that's the reason I don't like a Ferrari. I don't want anything that gets five. I'm a cheap. I don't like to pay for gas. I'd rather spend my money on games than gas.
I'm not trying to slam the technology of cooling vents, but like almost all electronic devices have some sort of cooling.
This is just nitpicking to nitpick because, this is about the development. The context of the whole video was like a mini documentary about the design of the console. So why wouldn't they comment it? Hey, Jen. Yeah, you're welcome on my channel too. Okay. Oh, look at this. I want to be famous. Buy followers, primes, and views on bigfollows.com. I'm sure that'll get me in trouble with Google. All right. Yeah, it sucks, but it's better than one. Yeah, Chubby Teddy, I'm back. Not much. Oh, thanks, EasyG. You're a critic of me. They actually apologized to me on that Amico Flipbath channel saying, sorry you called me a masked a-hole. I like that. You can call me whatever you want. I don't care. I really don't care. This is fun for me. Actually, I did miss this banter on YouTube. I did miss this. You guys make me laugh. I think it's a little. I think you go a little creepy sometimes. Too much criticizing him, waiting for him to fail. Oh, hey, Firewater. Hey, what's up? I'm talking about the Amico. I'd have you on, but I don't know if you care about this much. I don't know. I'll send you the link anyway. You and Brian. I'll send you and Brian the link just in case. Hold on a second. Let me get to the twits. All right. Posting this in here. And Firewater. I'm not talking about politics tonight. I mean, that's not on you, Firewater. That's on me. I will talk about that later this week because I think things have changed. But I'm not. Chubby Teddy says, I am a masked a-hole. Okay, all right. Yeah, yeah. No, not you. Don't make a website stuff. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I have creepy dudes on my channel. Yeah. I like you, Jen, though. You're welcome here. I don't like you know what? You have more in common than you think.
Hey, what's happening?
I'm having fun. I was being genuine when I was back on YouTube. And I was like, I would miss my friends. Is the only reason.
No, I understand. It was kind of nice to have a couple days off. I took some time off for myself. I was like, all right.
I was playing a lot of games. I was away for the weekend, and these guys are these Amico haters are funny. I actually told Tommy, I'm like, you're lucky that these are your haters because there's a lot worse on the internet.
Yeah, they're kind of mild mannered comparatively speaking.
Although I understand if you were wanting to be positive and release something into the world, you'd want call it constant memeing and stuff would get on your nerves. I understand. It's like constant.
Well, yeah, I mean that's never a good thing. Say your piece and get out. You don't have to sit there and hammer.
Oh, Michael S. No, I'm still neutral. I don't think I think I know who's gonna win and lose. That's all. Which is I don't want to get into it now. All right. Everything gets. You're right. You're absolutely right. The geek getaway, but the amount of memes is kind of disturbing. It's like you think about Brian. Is there a way you could turn it down a little bit because I'm getting a lot of feedback? Sorry. Okay, you can still have it on. It just it was a little bit loud in my ear. Chubby Teddy, my wife said she married a creepy cab driver. I own my creep. Yeah. Oh, hey, Firewater.
What is going on?
Hey, it's nice to talk to you.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. How you guys doing?
All right, I took a week off. I gave a little life update here. I actually thought about just like stopping YouTube.
Sure.
Because it's just like I'm tired of fighting with assholes are always the most popular. They run the world. And I was just tired of it. And, I struggle even to get 5K. I don't think I'll ever get there. My views go down. I try to do something interesting here. And I was just frustrated. And I'm not making a lot on here. And I don't want to ever push that onto the viewer. That's the other thing. Sometimes people say, oh, I'm not making enough, so do all this other stuff to support me. I never want to go that route. I always wanted to do something different here. And I've just been enjoying gaming. Plus some personal stuff. But then I thought about all my friends that I wouldn't talk to as much, like you and Brian. And I'm just going to make a video today. This is about the Amico. So I don't know if you really have much to say on this.
What, that's that, it's the retro console, right?
Right. Retro reimagined. He's trying to do a different market. It's $250 for this with 2 controllers, 6 packing games. And then the games are all are going to be a digital storefront from $5 to $10.
No, it's not going to work, man.
Okay, well that's
in my opinion.
Right.
$250. You spend $50 more, you can get the brand new Xbox Series S.
Okay, cool.
And they're selling retro games for $10 a piece. You could download an emulator for your computer. Not that I'm advising anyone to actually do that, but you could, or if you want to go a more legal route, Steam has a ton of games. I have a bunch of Sega Genesis games that I bought for $5. You know, just get a little controller for my computer, and I'm good to go.
Okay. I understand why you'd be critical of it, but would you root against it though? Would you like, oh, why not try? Like, are you would you criticize him for trying for this?
Well, I mean, I'm just wondering, like, what are they offering with it?
Different focus, not on next gen graphics. Is that just gameplay? Couch co-op. All games are can go up to 4 players. The interaction with the new controller. I mean, I think a lot of it's going to come down to actually. I ordered mine. I'm going to do a review of it.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think it's a slam dunk. No, I like retro. I like something different. I've talked with Tommy multiple times, the CEO of Intellivision. I've had him on the channel, and he said, like, why would I even try to compete with Xbox or PlayStation or Nintendo? It would be a lost cause. So I have to do something different.
Sure.
So are all my impressed with all the graphic capabilities of these games? No. Do I think I'll be playing them? And also, I do have less time. Although I've reinvigorated for next gen. I love next gen. I am getting the Series X, and I've been playing a lot of games that I just let sit there. So I am liking that, but I also like something I could play real quick, have some fun, move on.
Well, something, yeah, kind of mindless, pass the time kind of game, you know.
Right. So I think it's a niche market now. I hope it has success. It also has a new Earthworm Jim game they're working on, which might get them a little bit of eyes on. I think they need something else too.
I remember the Intellivision. My uncle had one, and there was a game called Lock and Chase. And you put the little card on top of the controller, and that's kind of cool.
I think he's going to do that game too.
That was. I played that when I was. I mean, this is going on 30-something years ago. That's the only game I remember for that, but for the Intellivision. But yeah, I mean, I wish him the best of luck. I just don't see why does it cost $250? I'm wondering where all the money's going.
A lot of it is these controllers. The cost is going to be more for him than the PlayStation and the others are mass produced. So the less you have, I don't know. He's justified the cost before. I think with you get 2 controllers right out these are like $50-$60 controllers. I think that's what's getting the cost to $250. If they did 1 controller, they could sell this at $200. But then it wouldn't look as nice just sitting there with one.
What are the odds of 8 people sitting around playing an Amico?
That's a good question.
It doesn't have Wi-Fi capability. Can you play some of these games online?
That's something that I want to talk to him about because I think he's going to look down in the future. You're gonna have leaderboards, achievements, and scores, but it's local play mostly now. They're thinking about. I think they really need online.
Yeah,
you're not. The odds of getting 8 people in a room.
I mean, even cell phone games are going to give you more people to play at the same time together.
Exactly.
That's my major criticism. I think it's a necessity. I don't think just leaderboards and stuff is going to cut it. Especially if you want one of these games to break out into like where YouTubers and Twitchers cover it, and something that what's really going to pop. If you get one of these reimagined games that really gets addictive and for scores, I think you're going to have online play. So that's my one criticism. Now I'm still rooting for it. I think it's not.
I wish them the best of luck. I don't see myself purchasing this. No.
You
know,
okay,
I just it's not for me. To be fair, the only console I do own is a Nintendo Switch, and that was really just to play Smash Brothers. So I'm more of a PC gamer, so you can't really go by me.
I gotta play Smash Brothers with some. I have to get back into that game.
Yeah, I like Smash. They just released Minecraft Steve and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
which is nutty. But like this console, I wish them the absolute best of luck. I want to see them be successful. I just think the price point is just really high.
Yeah, that's one of the major criticisms. I do think that when you buy a console, I think the general public gets too wrapped around the cost when you think this is all in one box, though. 2 controllers. You don't have to buy more controllers. Your phone works as a second. There's an app that you could download for extra controllers.
Okay, well, that's pretty cool.
6-pack in games. It charges right on the base. You don't have to buy a charger. But that $250, yeah, I think he said as it goes on, they'd like to get it more around $200. But yeah, Microsoft changed the game with that Series S for $299.
Yeah,
it really changes the game. I think if you only could pick one, I would go with the Microsoft S right now. If they were all lined up on the shelf, and you can only get one console, even if you're looking for a family console, I would go Microsoft Series S right now.
Sure. Yeah. And again, I'm sure they're nice people, and I'm sure they are,
Well, these are his biggest haters on YouTube. And I follow Pat and Ian, Pat the NES Punk. So we're going to do a little bit of reactions. Maybe you agree. Maybe the chat agrees with his criticisms. We'll see.
It's involved.
I don't know if we're going to watch the whole thing.
I was going to say I'm going to go on for a little bit more, but I was going to go on with that.
Common sense that
10 minutes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Focusing on color choice. So it's the centerpiece of your living room. That was something that was brought up many times during that video that I thought was putting a laughable amount of undue importance on the Intellivision Amico in someone's day-to-day life.
Yes, and that's the one thing you want to get on me and Ian for being unfair if you don't like us.
I like them.
We actually have not really knocked how this console physically looks.
Well, to give you some background, Firewater, on the relationship between these YouTubers and Tommy, they live in close proximity. And Tommy wanted to do an interview with them with their criticisms. And he said, come see it. You could play it at my house. And they refused to do that.
That's weak.
That's
weak. That's weak behavior. If it's reasonable to go over there, obviously, I mean, they probably cited like COVID or some shit. But
no, they said they don't want to give him a spot for an infomercial on their channel, but they constantly dunk on him.
Well, I mean, that's fine if you're gonna be critical, but then when the party you're being critical of offers you an opportunity to see if any of those criticisms are unfounded.
He said in any circumstances. He said you'd be on my channel, could be pre-recorded, doesn't have to be live.
Yeah, you can, we can pre-record and agree on a copy before it gets, it doesn't have to be live. And it seemed like, that's reasonable, man. But that's kind of shitty that they won't.
Jen says, I think they would have been slapped with the NDA. He made people sign an NDA at a convention because that's standard practice. Early on, before there was big YouTubers like Metal Jesus, Rocks, and in the past, there may have been, but that's standard practice if you show something that's a prototype.
But what good would an NDA do here? If, we're going to come over and play it. We have criticism. We're going to come over and play it. And then we're going to totally not talk about it.
Right. Yeah, well, Tommy said I wouldn't make them sign an NDA. I think he said that. I'm misleading my co-host. How am I misleading my co-host? The event where Metal Jesus Rocks, some other video game YouTubers saw it behind closed doors. That's standard practice. If it's not to the general public and you let influencers in, you could let them see, and then you may have them sign an NDA. That's pretty common. And he pretty much said they could say whatever they want after we do our interview.
Shows he has a lot of confidence in the product. I'll give him that.
Yeah. But it's something different. He said he wants to talk to them. Well, I think he's given up on talking to them. But they've doing constant Twitter battles. NDA. Okay. NDA usually includes a non-disparagement clause too. If they have, Jen, say they Pat and Ian agree to this, and then they come onto their YouTube channel, and then Tommy's gonna say, "Oh, I don't like what you said," and do like a lawsuit or something. He would never recover from that. If he begged them to interact, and then they said their free speech after they saw the console, there's no way he would do that. I mean, come on, that would be a crazy, unrealistic scenario. That he's like, let's have a conversation, come see the console, and then they go out and then they say what they want to say. He's like, I don't like what you wanted to say. That's going to be really bad press for him. I don't foresee him doing that. I think that's unrealistic. I don't know. What do you guys think? You're free for your own opinion here. If he's saying, let's have a conversation, I'll show you, and then I don't think they would sign anything anyway.
Well, I mean, even then, I mean, I would take him up for it just so you can, see what's going on. Maybe you'll change your mind going forward,
That would be crazy. They could actually say, too, we would not sign the agreement, and that's why we didn't do it. Then they would have
actually, that would tank any credibility that, he had. What's his name? Tommy, you said?
Tommy Tallarico, yes.
Yeah, that would tank any credibility he have. It's in... I don't know. I think it's reasonable for them to kind of go check it out. If you're going to shit on the product and you have a reasonable opportunity to demo it, it's not like they have to fly halfway across the country.
Right.
They live locally. Well, come to here, man.
He said he would. He said he would drive it to them.
even better.
Okay. Easy G says he sued Roblox for 8 figures for a 3-second sound. I don't know about that. I have no idea.
I need citations, and anyone can sue anybody for anything.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's a settlement or anything like that,
well,
but I don't know.
Max is delusional. He won't even listen. What do you mean? Do you know what he did to them before what did he do to them? They made a video and he pushed back. He didn't take it. If I was a creator, I would do the same damn thing. If I have critics, I would address my critics. Definitely.
Do they mention? I guess Jen, do they mention having to sign a non-disclosure agreement? Because if they did, then I side with the critics because that's bullshit.
Right. If they eventually said, okay, let's actually do this collab or whatever. I'll go to your place, you'd bring it to mine, and then they say we wouldn't sign the NDA. The people would ultimately jump ship to Pat and Ian and be like, "See, that's not right, Tommy." After all this talking, and I don't think you'd make them sign it. I mean, this is all scenarios that I would never. They can easily say, "Well, we showed up, and then he wanted us to sign it," and then they'd have a big news story. I don't,
Yeah.
All right. What did he? What are you talking about? Lambasting them. They do tend to go overly negative, just like always of the internet. I mean, I think we've all seen this. Brian Firewater. What's trending on the internet is to constantly crap on movies, games, products, to find everything wrong. That's how you grow your channel. They've gone. They have their bias too. They have their agenda with this content. I think some of the criticism's valid. I think they're just waiting to hate it though. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Let's try to see how poison the well we can get it before it comes out.
He said Tommy called them a liar because they got some of their facts wrong. They're saying certain things like this is too much to Firewater. What's happening here is these they're all welcome to their opinion, but these are the usual suspects that go into all of the Amico talks and say the exact same things constantly on every single video. There's even a website dedicated to memeing on Tommy and them, which is their right to do. But it's too much to go. If I address every comment, this will last all night. I've only made it 3 minutes into the video. And I don't block people or anything on my channel. I want you to have your freedom of speech. But we're not even getting anywhere in the video. I don't even know if I want to finish this video.
Well, what are they saying? So Tommy Tallarico was going to sue Roblox for using a copyrighted sound that he created. Is that correct?
If we go based on the commenter, I guess yes. Now he is really into pushing audio in games. a lot of the classic games from the 90s. He worked on the original Maddens when they did a lot of the he implemented a lot of that sound design. So it may be even a part to where respecting people in the industry that work in the sound part of it, and part of that, you may agree with it or not, but he has a right to do it. I don't know the circumstances.
Getaway. I mean, here's what I would do. I would just film myself going over there, or film him coming to my house. Yeah. If he offered to bring it to me, I could film whatever the fuck I want in my house. Yep. And if he doesn't want to come in, then that's telling. I would upload that footage too.
The Geek Getaway says Tommy owns the oof.
So I mean, a lot of this stuff is kind of, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. There are reasonable solutions to address, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, there's property owners, rights holders, and if he really pushes sound design, yeah, he's going to track that stuff, and he's made money off of it for sure.
Well, I mean, I
don't know.
People shouldn't use copyrighted material. I'm a big fan of Law and Order, even laws I disagree with.
Right. So it's 3 seconds and oof sound. It may be within his rights. Maybe you disagree with it, but
well, it's the same reason you can't use copywritten music on YouTube.
Right. If he's fought from the beginning for legitimacy of sound designers and engineers in video games, and then he wants people to get their money that have worked in the industry, he's going to push against every single unfair use of that content. 3 seconds.
Well, EZG, let me ask you a question. You mentioned time in 3 second clip. How much?
Where's the goalpost?
How much time in the clip is suable? Is actionable? 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds? An entire sound suite? What would constitute for you to be actionable? Because you keep repeating the 3 second sound clip.
I mean, I personally in isolate, I don't like copyright claims myself either, but it's a right. And if he's constantly pushing forward the rights of creators in the industry and pushing sound design, he's going to track all that and fight for the rights.
I mean, if he has the copyright on it, I'd be suing too. This is my work. This is not public domain.
Right.
I absolutely would be protecting my
Plus
work.
It's Roblox.
Yeah, so let's say somebody stole Roblox, stole the Super Mario sounds. You don't think Nintendo would do anything?
Right.
Well, it's your IP. You got to defend it.
Absolutely.
He has to afford all his Ferraris somehow.
Right.
He's got
a lot of gas.
He's got the most Ferraris of anyone.
That's awesome.
He won't even tell me how many he has. I'm like, I said, Tommy, can you tell me how many? He's like, no, it won't end well. It seemed like I'm gloating. But I was like, that's great. He's like, I've never sold one.
Oh, Pat and Ian don't have to entertain them, Judy's channel, but I just wouldn't take them seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And as a viewer, if I had an opportunity to watch their content and be like, okay, well, this guy's extending an olive branch, maybe after a heated exchange, at the same time, I don't understand why they won't give him an opportunity to respond to the criticism.
Yeah,
it seems like it's bullshit.
I see criticize your all you want, but then you fail as a critic if you don't take opportunities to address the opposition.
EZG, those content creators are free to take action against him if he's using them improperly.
Well, yeah,
I don't have a problem with that.
I would assume, knowing Tommy, that he checked each box and he only played things he's allowed to.
Yeah, that's my assumption too. So
right, and there's been critics here saying that he doesn't do anything. Video Games Live was it's a celebration of video games, of the industry. Yeah, it uses other people's content. Hopefully, the rights got.
And if not, then he'll have to go through the process. That's fine. Well, I don't understand what one has to do with the other.
Well, they said
it's a false equivalency.
Having a celebration and a tour of orchestras playing video game music is really great for the fandom and for the industry, I think, and is a plus. I don't see any downside to it at all, unless he crossed the line.
How do you know he didn't solicit permission?
Right. I think he would, especially since he's been in the industry.
Yeah, right. He'd have to know that, especially if he's suing over it. So, I mean, I don't know, EZG, your points kind of fall apart, my guy. Under minor scrutiny. I'm not even going hard here.
Yeah. I want it to succeed. I don't know if I think I'm done with the video. I mean, this is what happens. I don't want to censor them, but then we don't even really cover the video much. I think I gave the recent event a B. I think it needs online if it really wants to break out, because that way, if you have a game that suddenly gets trending a little bit, maybe one of these retro reimagined is really addictive. And
okay, Easy G, let me break it down for you further. Okay. Here's the challenge. Okay. The sound clip is used in a commercialized game. He is using a YouTube channel, and yes, but he could play other people's songs if he gathered permission. It's only hypocritical if he gets pissed that he gets DMCA'd.
Mm-hmm.
And so no, your logic is incomplete there, sir.
Okay. Well,
I'm happy to match wits with you as long as I can still stay up.
Here, Easy G, here's some homework for you. If you find out that he used it without permission and benefited monetarily without doing the proper things to the right holders, then I'll make a separate video on it. I don't think you're gonna find it though. I think that especially if you played any Nintendo songs. Are you kidding me? They track down everything, especially a tour of music.
All the variants.
Okay, here's Jen. I think I agree with this criticism. I'm disappointed in the educational game offerings, free web games, $250 for a console to play free web games. Oof.
I mean, the price point is high. I mean, there's no getting around that.
Yeah. I mean, most of us have cell phones that can do pretty much the same thing, so it's kind of like
right. So why am I paying? Or you could get a gaming computer. You can get retro games on the Switch. You can get because they're supporting indie titles.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's the price point. I think is just going to destroy them. However, they got a bunch. I read their website. They got a bunch of people with a ton of industry experience.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell do I know?
Yeah,
right. I mean, this would be his first failure. He's worked in the industry. He's told me, you have to take him on his word. He's got a stable of Ferraris. He says, I don't need to do this. I want to do it. He's for life with what he made in the 90s. He's worked on so many games, so many soundtracks. And he's going to fight for the rights of copyright because he was in at the beginning when it was going more towards audio or CD quality audio. Those original Madden games with the sound design and all that.
Sure.
He's worked on, if you look at his Wikipedia, he's worked on so many games. So he's going to push that constantly.
Okay, let me see there. Roblox didn't steal the sound. They bought it in an audio library the clip was in. Was the audio library sanctioned? Was it legally created, or did they buy a sound suite that maybe they didn't fully research? I don't know the answer to these questions. Mm-hmm. And maybe he doesn't have a case, but I mean, you let the legal process play out. I don't understand what that has to do with the current console.
Yeah, it's like I'm sure there's legal teams involved here.
Sure. And maybe it's a bullshit lawsuit. I'm not saying it is or isn't. I'm just saying that they have the right, and Roblox isn't short on cash. I'm sure they have in-house counsel, and if not, they will defer to the best intellectual property attorneys that money can buy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand. Again,
hey, if you find something that he violated a copyright, and then he's critical of others,
you should tell somebody if he's breaking the law, he should be held accountable for it. Right. 100%. I don't have a problem with that.
Especially if he goes after people that use his content. It's not something that's fun to talk about. Like you get YouTubers complaining about being copyright stricken all the time. But I think you have to
the question, and now you're telling me not to comment on things. That's fine. If you can't answer the question, I understand. But the point is, though, is that what does it matter who he files a lawsuit against? Is his I don't know if it. Well, we don't know if it's a slap suit or not. When is it going to court?
I don't know anything about this one. I really don't.
And also, it wouldn't fall under slap. You're kidding, right?
Brian, thanks for tuning in. I'll go check you on Enos channel later.
I think you just lost all credibility there.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
Take it easy.
Have a good one, my guy.
Later.
Yeah.
Slap suit has to do with freedom of speech, not stealing copyrighted materials.
Okay. You're dealing with an expert here, Easy G. I'm pretty sure.
I'm not even an expert, man. This is just stuff. This is just basic research.
Okay.
It's not really that hard. I compile facts and I make inferences off the facts. But that would not be a slap lawsuit. It would be based off of whether it's, Roblox stole the intellectual property or not. And maybe they did, maybe they didn't.
Well, I've known him for a lot longer than you, Jihadi's channel. He speaks pretty logically. He knows enough about law. That's all. I knows more than I do.
To match wits, if somebody can prove me wrong, by all means do. What I'm not sure, the whole bottom line is that what do they call them? The Nest guys? What's their names?
Well, what's funny is Firewater. You came in here and saying, "I don't think it's going to succeed." Like you have similar thoughts on the actual product. You're not hating on them though. But
no.
Like,
I think the price point is very high.
Well, I mean, they're criticizing you just because you're going into details on if it's the different types of suits.
Slap suit is based off of freedom of speech, my guy. Sorry. That's what what's it called? Vic Mignogna thing is. Vic Mignogna thing was when he was suing the people who were really tanked his career. Whether you agree with that or not, it's not the point. What is this? Strategic. What is a slap suit again? What is the acronym?
I don't know.
I remember.
Jen said is if he sued Pat for talking about Amico, that would be a slap suit.
Strategic lawsuit against public participation. I'm talking about the Roblox lawsuit.
Oh, okay.
Not the no. If somebody violates an NDA or whatever, that's fine.
Well, you know how much the internet would attack Tommy if he tried to sue a critic based on if he actually had
it would never happen. And it comes down to which they don't have a defense for. If they're being critical, the only thing they're saying is NDA. Okay, if there's an NDA, you tell the world he made us sign an NDA or tried to make us sign an NDA.
We left. We went. I mean, they could make so many views off.
Oh my god, yeah, and the publicity off that would be more than the actual review.
Right, everyone would.
It's in their best interest to do that unless they're going to be proven wrong and made fools of.
Right.
So they're full of shit.
Right.
It's not that hard to see. You're fans of them. That's fine. But
I wanted to talk to them. I wanted to talk to them too, but I said they made a video. Or am I ready to talk to the Madman? They're like, no. I'm like, all right. I'm still subscribed to them. I like them, but I
just think that they're full of shit in this regard, and that's fine. Like, you could still be fans of them. It doesn't make you a bad or a dumb person. Mm-hmm. But if someone's legitimately within reason, it's not like, again, like, we'll fly out to California and I'll show you, like, you know.
No, he said he would drive it to their place. So
I mean, you don't get any more.
He said on video they could say whatever they want, but he mean,
Okay, Judy, let me I'll break it down for you one more time. Okay. Pat and Ian are full of shit because they don't want to. They're not giving the creator of the console a fair opportunity to respond to their criticism.
Yeah,
and haven't even played the motherfucker yet.
What critic would not take them? I think that's
how are you going to review something or criticize something and then have an opportunity to take a more in-depth look at it and then not take it? That's disingenuous.
Yes,
that's it.
That's where I have a major. That's where I have a major issue with them.
That's where the story ends. There's no real defense to that, in my opinion.
Tommy said you could say what you want. I'll take your place. It could be on your channel.
He said it publicly.
Yeah, Tommy said this all on video. Yes, okay. and then he also said we could do a charity event, make it real fun.
Well, then they should leave his console alone. So again, they're just full of shit. Okay, what are we wrong about? What did we get wrong?
I mean that's a lame critic. I'm sorry. I appreciate. I actually see something in their criticism. I think they go over the edge because they're waiting to hate and waiting for it to fail. Which Firewater said he doesn't think it's going to succeed himself.
No, that's just an objective look. I wish them the best of luck in the world.
Right. But as a critic, if you want to be a legitimate critic and not just your own echo chamber, why wouldn't you take opportunities like this to? Okay. And they could go say it, and he said they could after they see it they could shit on my console all they want.
They could dunk on it. They can give me all the bad press in the world.
Right.
So obviously that whole NDA bit So I mean, just saying.
Well, just so you see what's happening in the chat here, this is why Tommy's got frustrated. Like he tried to address critics, and then the main ones that a lot of these channels here. I'm not going to speak for all of you. A lot of you support Patney, and okay,
that's fine. They're just full of shit on this one. That's all.
But
I
don't see why you don't put pressure on them to actually do. You know, I mean, there's enough content on YouTube that they could. I mean, going to see it in person, you get to feel a controller. That's going to be the main thing that's going to be different, to see how it feels to actually play it. I don't see how you can constantly dunk on it and not take an opportunity. That's just me. I try to talk to everyone I can.
Weak. It's weak.
Like
you're taking your shots from your sniper tower and you refuse to go down on the ground and engage. Okay. So to me, I don't feel like it's I don't feel like their criticism's legitimate. If you get called to task, you'd be like, okay, yeah, come on over.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and by the way, we're filming as soon as you walk in. Mm-hmm. You're on our house. We get a film, and if you don't agree to that, then we'll just let the world know that you didn't agree to that.
Instead, they're
so I think that would be fair, and then Tommy would be in.
Now there are issues, like some of the games, like Jen was talking about earlier. Some of the edutainment games are repurposed website games that are free for like Care Bears and Sesame Street. Mm-hmm. But we don't know the end result yet. All I could say is there's other games on there that are reimagined, are being made from scratch, and I would rather them have something like that to fill the void at launch than not have it at all. If they keep doing this a year down the line, it's always repurposed edutainment games. I would say you got to do something better.
Sure.
It's not an ideal situation, but if they're trying to fill out and have more games instead of less, I think fill that void and then get better down the road. Yeah. So you have everything covered.
Right. To respond to Judy's channel again, think about this for just a moment. If the same happened to you, a guy with 300K followers trashed you publicly, would you be willing to entertain Tommy? Actually, I would. So, I mean, they do have a reason to. It's their credibility in terms of their criticism on this particular product. So their credibility on criticizing this product, to me, is in the toilet. Mm-hmm. Because they have an opportunity to play it before most people ever will and give feedback on it publicly.
And their channel's all about gaming and retro gaming.
I mean, to me, they're full of shit. It's fine that you're okay with them. And again, it's fine. They're just full of shit on this, and it's weak behavior. That's all.
Yeah. All right. I think that's where we'll end it, because this could go on for a while. Believe me, I've seen. But
I don't know what else to say. There's nothing else to say.
Right. I think there's room for criticism for sure. I'm still getting it. I'm going to do a review, Firewater, and I actually, you know what the sad thing is here? I'm looking forward to the games. I was hyped for it because I was away with I haven't seen my niece in forever. We tried to do socially distant as we could, and I had to do something where she was there, and I showed her the Amico, and I was like, I was gonna get her one. And she's like, I'm not interested in this.
Wow, you're deluded now. Okay, if you say that, ignore it. You ran out of arguments.
Why am I deluded?
Nah, that's all she's got. I'm assuming Judy's a girl. Or I might be. I'm going to go with the female pronouns. Okay. Then all you can do is insult. That's how you know you won. You don't have any logic. So at the end of the day, it's fine. You can believe whatever it is you want to believe. He offered an olive branch. They rejected it. Yeah. And they continue to shit on the product.
All they do is have Twitter battles back and forth.
Yeah, and that's fine. And that's good for views. And that's great to bait people in to get them on their side, and the tribalism kicks in. You're not looking at it objectively. Mm-hmm.
I gave their last press event a C or a D, and I gave this one a B. I think they're improving. I don't think it's near, like, Nintendo's events weren't great at the beginning either.
No, of course not. And they're a much smaller company, of course.
In Sony and Micro, I mean, these Tommy's been in the industry, but he hasn't been a CEO of a company, of the main guy in charge of a console launch yet. So this is first for him. So yeah, I think but people here say the event sucked still.
Yeah, Maybe it did. I'm not saying it didn't. I'm just saying all I'm commenting on, and people are kind of conflating, is that an olive branch was extended with the ability to have Tommy drive the console over to their house and do a demonstration, and then they can say whatever they want.
I mean, this is about YouTube too. Can think of those views. That's I call you a coward. Really, that's what he said. He called them cowards.
Yeah, they're cowards. I think it's an appropriate adjective. They're cowards because I mean, like, look, and again, you're not asking them. They're out of pocket $0. If anything, Tommy's out of money.
Yeah.
Right. So the reality is that you know, kind of is. I mean,
this shows what the problem is.
You're gonna dislike somebody. You piss somebody off.
This shows the problems with critics on the internet as they are right now in 2020, as it is. There was more respect for the art of critique in the past, where you would try to vouch for more sources, do as much research as you can, have a conversation. This is just done for internet hate clicks.
And it's effective. Let's be fair. It's low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about probably the millennial generation. I can say that because I'm technically part of it. Yeah, of course. They're going to take the lazy way out. Time is money. Wasting it is of value. Shut the fuck up.
Then they're wasting it making their videos.
You're bankrupt, man. You're bankrupt. I'm sorry.
Then they're wasting it making their videos or making constant memes on a website that no one's really going to pay attention to. Like Firewater, most people are going to say, I don't think it's going to succeed and move on.
Yeah, they're milking it. Like I said, they're bankrupt. They're full of shit. They've lost. It's over.
Hey, Retro Advisory. He's a good dude. He's also talked with Tommy. Catch it on the recording because we're going to end it soon. I actually haven't been making content in a while. Firewater knows, and I just wanted to do a stream today.
Yeah, take a little bit of a break. I think it's healthy to take a break, but especially this isn't a full-time job for you. You do this for fun.
No.
It's a hobby.
Right. But honestly, I was watching. I got to finish that documentary, The Social Dilemma, and I was just like, how much I waste. And talking to people is not a waste, but actually social media and stuff in creating or trying to grow a channel. I'm not successful here. I'm never going to get the 5K, and I've kind of to continue. I have to just realize that.
Or you got to switch back to Kathleen Kennedy's fired. I got two sources, yo. I got two sources, yo. She's out.
No, I never said I had sources.
No, not you. That was the standard Phantom Menace line.
Right. Once
EVS said that, and everyone parroted that.
Yeah, I will vomit before I go back to.
Oh, he's gonna slap you. Get it?
Thanks for coming on, Firewire. I always enjoy our conversations, and that's really what it's about.
Yeah.
I'm trying to reevaluate what I'm doing here. No, I don't think I'll never quit it completely, but I just was like going to take a break, do less content or more focused content. I do lots of live streams because I just like talking to people. Like I'm sit down and do one pre-record of it, or I want to do video game reviews or video game stuff. And I'm just like, it's so easy to just, it's what I enjoy is just going live and talking to people.
You know what it is? You should watch this video on YouTube. It's a TED Talk. And I'm not super big on TED Talks. I think a lot of them are full of crap, but this one's good. It's called Simon Sinek. He is it's spelled Sinek. And the video is called Start With Why. He's a marketer. And he explains why some companies are successful and why some speakers are better than others, et cetera, and so forth. And he gives it multiple examples of success and failure. So it drastically changed the way I operate in the world after watching that.
Okay.
So what I would do, I'll put it in the chat. The video is called Start With Why.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Start with why. And what happens, what he goes into like how people communicate, and the ultimate lesson I learned from it is that profit is a result. It's not a reason to do something. Why do you get up in the morning? Why do you do what you do? Why do I do what I do? And it's to attract people that believe what you believe. And if you believe that fandom is something that should be fun, and we can have disagreements, but it shouldn't be just hate bait YouTube videos. I think eventually, and you continue to resonate with that message, the viewers will come.
Okay,
they'll come.
I appreciate that. I'll check that out. Yeah, I would like to check that out. That sounds interesting. Yeah, I don't do this for lots of money. I like to make a little bit, and I would like to be reach more people. That's what's frustrating. Like, have more conversations. That's always the end goal to me, is go hard. But when opportunity, that's where I completely think, not to go back to Pat and Ian, but I'm so against what they're doing. Go hard, and then when the opportunity presents itself for conversation, take it.
Yeah,
I mean that's what I do every time.
Unless you're not confident in your position.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when the weak will back down when they're challenged.
Hey, Obi-Wan.
And it's kind of like the same thing with Fandom Menaces. There's a reason why Jeremy has not done another Common Ground stream. It's because he can't win. He knows what he's doing. He's good at it. I will give him that. And he is one charming guy. He's got a lot of charisma. So that's kind of like the video there.
My mask is fun, though. I thought about it. I like my mask, and then people might just get bored with another guy. I mean, there are mask guys on YouTube, too. I'm not the only one.
I don't blame you for wearing a mask, man. There's a lot of freaking psychos out there, dude.
Right. That's honestly, if I was going to do this full time, then I would probably, reveal myself. But since I want to also have jobs in the future, not YouTube. I never want YouTube to be my job. Do not. That's
the business partner, man. You're smart. And it's funny, all the people that cry about YouTube, they just do it to get views because it's an easy way to trigger their viewers rescuers complex. So it's they're like fake bitching about it, because at the end of the day, go somewhere else. Oh, wait, you really can't. Okay, so what are you complaining about? I don't understand that. YouTube provides you a lot of these people that bitch about it a living, and it is what it is. But I don't know, man. Like I said, this guy EasyG, he just won't accept. He's
the main one of the ones that goes after Tommy the most on every.
All right, well,
video.
I mean, he's beat on this. Now maybe Tommy's wrong on every other thing that he literally criticizes him on. I don't know. He's wrong on this one, and he won't take the L, and that's fine. It's the internet. Everybody wins everybody wins and everybody loses at the same time on the internet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but he has no rational response. The bottom line is this: Phobic Zeno is saying he knows everything about Pat and Ian's position. Firewater nailed it without watching him.
Right.
They put up a bluff. The bluff was called.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's all. I think that's all we have to say. Again, thanks, Firewater. I want to keep my streams shorter too, so I could do more life stuff. Play more. I've been enjoying gaming.
I'm glad you're having a good time.
Yeah, and it's not just retro. Like I was all for the Amico getting in retro gaming, but next gen I'm excited about. I'm excited about the Series X. I have my pre-order.
That should be good.
I'm keeping it, and I'm looking forward to. I'm also looking forward to less load times and having my whole library of games, which I have a good collection of Xbox games, looking better, performing better, and just moving forward. That's the one thing I really love about Microsoft now, is that they're very consumer friendly with backwards compatibility and everything working better, smart delivery, where you get the upgraded one and you don't always get charged a fee. That's a big problem with Sony and Nintendo. Nintendo, really? The Mario 64, the recent one. I bought the package. I bought the Mario 3D All-Stars. But come on, that should have been on Nintendo Online.
No, I agree.
I mean, really. I mean, I like owning it physically, but it's kind of lame. And you could kind of see down the road, they'll probably do it with Zelda 2, where in the past, like the Virtual Console, this is how you build up your online service, and Game Pass and Microsoft is the future, I think.
That is games following the Netflix model is the way of the future, like it or not. You know, I do like kind of owning a game. I do a lot of free to play titles.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I totally see this being the thing. It's going to be. I foresee it being competing with Netflix, and they're going all in on it. Now, something else that happened recently is that they partnered with GameStop, and they're really going to be.
I think that's a mistake because I don't even think GameStop's going to be in business next year.
Well, they're going to
be CEO to save their life.
Well, they're going to be pushing GameStop or pushing Game Pass onto consumers and get a cut if they make sales. I don't know how that's going to work, but they're at like 15 million Game Pass subs now. It's just going to keep getting more and more. This is the future, I really think. Yeah, here's Gen. You really don't own most of the disc games anymore. You'll just mix patches. Yeah, it's and there's so much. I like seeing, just like I go on the Netflix, what's new there, what's the new game that came out, and it's not just monthly; it's every week there's something. Okay, I think that's where I did.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is legitimate criticism for the console. I think getting for $250 and only getting 6 games, I don't know. They need to drop that price point down. They need to cut that in half, and that they'd probably scream at me for saying that if they if they knew me, but. To me, at $250, I can't justify that purchase. I'm glad you're going to get it and review it, and maybe it is fun. If they're gonna, I would hope that they would add online play.
Yes. That's my number one. I'm like, I thought about it, and maybe I'm not remembering it, but in my past interviews. But I think he said in the future maybe, but now it's just going to be leaderboards, local co-op. I just think even though the focus is local co-op, couch co-op, bringing that back, bringing back the family experience. If you want to break out and have one of these retro reimagined or that the talented developers developing some new property based on Intellivision, a new IP, to break out, you're going to have the streamers and content creators want to play this against each other for scores and stuff. It's a must. I'm really going to stress that the next time. And I think if they do announce solid plans on integrating that too, I think it's going to be better for longevity of the games and everything.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's going to be the key. I wish them the best of luck. And I do think there is legitimate criticism for the console. Like, I'm going to pay, because you know what it is? You got to compare it to like the let's say the Nintendo Mini or the Super Nintendo Mini or the Sega Genesis Mini. How much did you spend on those things and how many games did you get there?
Okay.
I think that's fair. Now, granted, they don't have motion controls or anything, but they're retro games. I don't need that crap. Compare it to an arcade 1-up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what do you get for, the $200 in, on the mini Miss Pac-Man, the tabletop one? You get 4 games with it. I was thinking about getting that for my father for his bar. And he's got a bar in my old house in the backyard. And he was a big Miss Pac-Man fan. I'm thinking about getting that for him for Christmas. So, I mean, yep.
Yeah. All right. Nice comment. We'll leave it there, Easy.
Don't forget the dry cleaning, Easy G. Okay. Don't forget the dry cleaning. I'm sure they asked for a perm press too. Make sure they did that. I don't know what to tell this guy. He just doesn't want to hear it. It's fine.
You guys could talk all night. Go back.
Did you wrap it or?
Oh no, I will now. Bye everyone. Bye everyone.
Bye. Yeah, have a good one. Thank you.